Welcome back. My name is JesseMcDesign. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've been thinking about what I could do to upload more that's kind of in between doing bigger projects and stuff, since what I'm working on now has been taking a few weeks now, and not uploading is kind of bumming me out, if I'm being honest. So I've been kind of thinking of things that isn't too YouTube-y or out of line for what we've got going on here, which is mostly art and making things. And since I mostly buy stuff online, I'm always getting Amazon packages, so I figured why not save up my packages for the week or two, however it depends. Sometimes I splurge, like this week I kind of went a little crazy and got a few different things, so I have quite a bit for a video. So I figured why not start doing little mailbox openings and kind of get a little sneak peek into some projects coming up and just other random tools and supplies and stuff I buy. Maybe it's something you're looking for and you can see how I feel about it. But we're gonna just start right off and we're gonna get this big boy out of the way. I already pre-opened it just to take a little peek. I didn't see exactly how it looks. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't ruined or anything. But this is from District Leathers. I've been wanting to get some lighter weight, not so thick leathers and some like suede and stuff to revisit a project I tried a few months ago, maybe a year or so ago now. I'm not really sure how long ago it was. I tried to make leather moccasins, but I used like a traditional leather and they're very stiff, and I also got some proportions wrong and they looked very awkward. You can actually go back and check those out if you're interested in that, but I actually just recently took them off my website because they're just awkward. I don't think anybody's gonna really buy them. I'll probably end up tearing them down and using a piece or two from it to remake them, which is where this stuff comes in. And this is some suede. We got not a whole lot. I don't remember what they sell it in. It's just, you know, half a yard or something. But I just got this plain old black, which is pretty nice. Can't really go wrong with black or a traditional brown. But it's actually quite thinner than I was expecting, which I think will be okay because I do plan on lining them and doubling them up so they aren't so thin. I recently went to Joann's before they completely closed and got a bunch of flannel plaids to kind of mix and match to go with these little moccasins I'm going to retry. Also some other things we'll see. I might incorporate these into like wallets and stuff like that, or bags or whatever. I'm also pretty hyped on this tube, honestly. I like saving stuff like this. Who knows when I'll need something like this for a random weird project. But I also got this like I forget what they called it. It's like a greenish tan. You can kind of see there. I'll get nice close-ups of all this stuff afterwards and plug them in as I talk here. But this stuff is actually a lot thinner than I was expecting, I'll be honest. I knew what weight I was ordering, but I was expecting slightly thicker. But again, I think it'll be alright once I double it up with the liner and everything, and you know, I start layering panels together. I think it'll be fine. And I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people that saves pretty much every box I get for whatever reason. You know, you never know. I actually do plan on moving soon, which some of these boxes will come in handy for that, obviously. But also, I'm packing and shipping things, random things all the time, you know, stuff I make and whatnot. So I like keeping paper. I'll just fold it up real nice and add it to my stock of shipping supplies. But yeah, as far as the boxes go, I have a closet that's completely stacked with boxes, and I don't know when I'm gonna ever use them or for what, but you never know. But we're gonna go into the next biggest box, which again I pre-opened just to take a little peek. The rest of the stuff I haven't yet, but this is again some more leather supplies, this time from Weaver Leather Supply. If you've ever ordered any sort of leather or tooling or stuff, they're one of the bigger names. They usually come up if you search. I've ordered from there many times, and you can't really go wrong with it. This one is actually like a pig leather, like a pig suede. And again, this stuff is supposed to be the same, but it's just a touch thicker, and I just feel like there's a little bit more structure. I do like it a lot though. It's kind of stretchy, but there's also like this nice texture to it. It's really porous, I guess. It's kind of like you can see the pores in it. But I got this dark chocolate brown and black. I'm really happy with these. These are slightly bigger pieces than the suede. It was actually cheaper than that stuff as well. I think that is like a, gosh, I don't remember. But again, this is a pig, and this is gonna be mostly for revisiting those moccasins. I wanna get it right this time and make the proper adjustments so I can make more and be happy with selling them. Alright, now the last thing for that whole situation is this, which is just one sheet of like I think they call it sole repair, which is like the sole of your shoe. You can get like random sheets of rubber that with like grip and stuff, and you can like repair your shoes or boots or whatever if they're worn out. But what I'm gonna do, what I've seen and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually use this, which is a pretty thin sheet of rubber, but one side has a really nice texture. I wasn't really sure about this when I ordered it, but I like this a lot actually. I think this is gonna be perfect for what I was looking for. And this will be the sole of the shoe, or the moccasin or whatever. Again, in my previous attempt, I just used a really thick piece of leather and like just scored a couple like tread lines into it, which didn't really do much, you know, it's just super slick. So I think doing this will be nice and proper, and you'll be able to actually like wear these out and like do stuff and not really worry about them like wearing out too much. And if they do, it's you know, something you can replace easily. I'll still have that nice thick main sole, but then I'll, you know, cut these out and glue them and stitch them to the bottom to really give that extra nice little touch. So super excited about that project. It's gonna be a decent ways down the line, so if you're looking for that, give a follow and keep an eye out. Also, if you want to follow my Instagram, I post daily random updates of what I'm doing, stuff like this, updates on my projects that I'm working on. You know, currently I'm coming near the end to this really big business sign that's going to be really nice, which I'm excited about. But for now, we're going to move on to this small package, which I believe is gonna be like a EDC type of item. If you're familiar, I started this channel with making knives and stuff like that. My first video was a knife making video, and EDC is everyday carry, and this isn't really a knife or anything like that, but rather a tool, and it's a, well, I was wrong. It's a skateboard lube. I try to skate, you know, at least once a month if it's nice out, just to still be able to at a older age. But I recently got new wheels and I swapped the bearings over and cleaned them, and they were really dry, so a little bit of lube, a drop will do. So it must be in this one what I was talking about. It's more of a tool. I don't know what else could be in here because the tool is very small. But if you're in the EDC world, the SOG Power Pint is a name you surely have heard. It's most people's favorite multi-tool. I have this random one that's who knows how long old, 15 plus at least, and it's just like a random generic brand, and it's starting to fall apart, and it kind of is not very good. And I use it randomly, you know, to pry open cans or use the pliers for stuff, and I decided, you know, I think it's time for an upgrade. And oh, I don't know why Amazon does this. All this stuff is supposed to be in like a, you know, I have Prime, so it's supposed to save packages and stuff, and they like to just, this all came at the same day. It could have been in one box, but they decided to send it in multiple for whatever reason, and this is why I have a closet full of boxes. But another sheet of rubber. Again, I wasn't really sure how many I ordered, I forgot, but this is plenty to do at least for 2 pairs, you know, 4 shoes, maybe a little extra. But that's good. Happy, excited about that, like I said. And yes, wow, this is actually a lot smaller than I was expecting. But it's a SOG Power Pint. Again, if you're familiar, you already know. Multi-tool, many different functions. I'm mainly looking for the pliers and the you know, pry bar, flathead screwdriver type of deal, the regular screwdriver. I'll have to really sit around and play with this for a while. This is a lot smaller than I was expecting. This thing is tiny. This is like half the size of my one that I normally use, which again, completely fine. I just wasn't expecting how small this is, but I like it a lot. I'll have to, you know, play around with it, see, look at all the different tools and everything. Super cool, super excited. Just a random tool. You know, sometimes I'll just have stuff in an open tab for a couple weeks, and then I'll eventually just splurge and just buy it in a bulk order of different random stuff. And this week was definitely part of that. Now, finally, I think we can actually look at a couple quick things that I opened earlier in the week. Earlier in the week, I opened this stuff before I decided to do this, start doing this unboxing stuff, and this is basically just an assortment of leather punches to start doing a little bit fancier leather carving pieces on stuff. I had just recently made custom artist aprons and did like custom leather patches on them, and did a pretty basic thing, and I ordered one of these and jazzed it up a little bit, and I liked it a lot. I haven't really dived too deep into that stuff, just really basic things. So I decided to get a few basic tools to help me do some more of that. And then I also ordered this crazy contraption which you wear on your neck, and you actually slap your phone on here. It has a little magnet, and you can kind of do hands-free things while filming, which is pretty interesting. I've been debating on getting a GoPro for stuff like this and just going out in public in nature and not having to carry this bigger camera here with a big microphone and all that. So this is just one of those options to get different angles and do a few different things. But now we're gonna do the last package, which I know exactly what this is. I remember ordering it. It was probably the last thing I've ordered, and it's pretty simple, but it's gonna help me organize some of my mess. You can kind of see this is a bag of fabric. There's random bags of scrap foam pieces, and I need more shelves, but to put more shelves I need more space, and I don't really have the space. So I bought shelves, but they're for fabric, which will help me clean up some of this, I think, if I put it in the right space and it fits how I'm hoping it will. But even if not, it'll be nice to have once I do have more space. Like I said, been trying to move, so we'll see how that works out. But this is basically a mesh wire rack to hold and sort fabrics and whatever else, I guess. But we're gonna slap this together, and there you have it. Pretty simple. It came together super easily. There's just 2 screws for each of these, and so if I were to take it apart, it all folds down super flat, you know, a couple inches thick. Exactly what I was looking for. I probably won't show it filled because it's gonna take quite a reorganize of at least one shelf and a bunch of junk that's on the floor in this corner. So, and that will probably be another video, or I might just do it on my own. I haven't really decided yet. Again, I'm trying to figure out these things, try to get more stuff out there, you know, get a little sneak peek into some other projects, see a little what I do behind the scenes, cleaning stuff up, organizing, getting some tools. But with all that being said, I hope that was at least slightly enjoyable. You know, I enjoy watching people unbox even random stuff, so I'll probably continue to do this on certain weeks, or, you know, again, I might save up every other week. It's different all the time. I'm always ordering stuff. I'm always, whether it's tools, supplies for projects, random skateboard lube, random stuff, who knows. I think it keeps it fun when it's random. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up. It really helps. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe. I'm always over here doing some sort of fun, creative project thing. Leave in the comments below what I should do next. See you on the next one.